Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is now 3 o'clock, and we are live with breaking news. We have a possible tornado ongoing near Cleveland, Ohio. We have a very strong and tight area of rotation near Rocky River, Ohio, north of Interstate 90. Now, this previously was further off to the west towards the Bay Village area, right? And we saw a very tight velocity signature back up here northwest of Bay Village. And eventually, whenever it did enter Ohio here officially, once it made its way onto the coast, we did see something that could have been reminiscent of a debris signature. We may have had a brief tornado near Bay Village, Ohio. At this point, the rotation has done a little bit of a handoff, but it is very likely, especially with the second scan that we got on that we did have a tornado on the ground there near Bay Village in Westlake, Ohio. At this point, we'd mainly be concerned about the Rocky River area, all right? We do have a tornado warning now in effect for the southwest side of Cleveland. A tornado warning in effect for southwestern Cuyahoga County. This is, again, the southwest side of Cleveland. We are talking about areas like Lakewood, Fairview Park, Westlake, Bay Village. Again, we did just potentially have a tornado go through the Bay Village area there. We did have a very strong velocity couplet here, so it could have been a strong tornado. Again, there's no confirmation of that, but it is my belief that we did have a tornado on the ground near Bay Village, Ohio, just minutes ago. So, again, if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. This is an extremely dangerous situation here. Once again, we did just potentially have a tornado on the ground in Ohio, if you're just now joining us. So anyway, we'll keep track of all these severe storms here for you guys over the next little while here. Again, very strong rotation in Ohio, now starting to die out, though we do actually have some stronger rotation as well back over which one of the Great Lakes is this? This is Lake Erie, right? So, again, very, very tight and strong velocities up here, all right? We potentially had a very strong and large water spout on the, I can't say on the ground, but on the water earlier. So, again, tornado likely that went through the Bay Village area. Just to recap, Bay Village, Ohio likely just took a direct hit from a tornado, and we also did just have potentially a very strong water spout over Lake Erie, all right? Now, that's not all. We do also have a tornado all the way back into portions of North Carolina here. This is in Brunswick County. This is for the Cedar Bay, Thomasboro area. However, the rotation in general is broad, alright? So, we're continuing to watch this ongoing severe weather outbreak across the Ohio Valley, as well as the remnants of Hurricane Debbie, now Tropical Storm Debbie, impacting portions of the Carolinas with extremely heavy rainfall. We'll get into that more later. But also, a couple of tornadoes being possible here over the next several hours, alright? So, again, if you're just now tuning in, we did just possibly have a tornado go through the Bay Village, Ohio area. It's not confirmed, but we had a very strong velocity couple of them matched up what was potentially a debris signature. There was a CC drop. So, again, we'll have to get new information on that here in the next several minutes, but again, it looks like we may have just had a tornado. What's up, Super Zellen? But anyway, now we've got to focus on this area of rotation near the Lakewood area. Again, we do have some relatively strong rotation still with this severe thunderstorm here, again, capable of producing a tornado. This is a tornado warning. This area of rotation now south of Lakewood along Interstate 90 looking pretty concerning here, so we'll have to watch if we do see a debris signature develop with that. But anyway, again, very concerning stuff. I mean, look at this hook echo that we had, guys. This is absolutely insane. You don't see that very often in Ohio, especially northeastern Ohio. I mean, this is crazy. Again, we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather today, all right? That's going out for portions of extreme eastern Ohio, as well as central PA here, all right? We are talking about the threat of damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour being a possibility. We've seen a lot of that activity out there today in eastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania. And again, we're going to continue to see more of that sweep into portions of central Pennsylvania as a severe thunderstorm warning now issued for portions of south central Center County in central Pennsylvania. So if you're in that area, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows immediately. Ping pong ball sized hail and 60 mile an hour damaging wind gusts could be associated with that storm. So we got to watch this here. It's so close to the radar site, guys. This supercell is so ridiculously close to the radar site that it is nearly impossible to get good radar data out here. So I'm sorry, it's very, very pixelated, but, you know, what can you do? We do have, again, that very strong water spout sweeping, probably going to sweep onto shore here very soon near the Euclid area. So we'll watch to see if they do issue a tornado warning for this area, all right? Right now, again, we only have a tornado warning for the southwest side of Cleveland, but that could change. So we'll continue to monitor the trends here over the next several minutes. But yeah, again, very strong and dangerous storm right now. Again, likely tornado went through the Bay Village, Ohio area. Not confirmed, however, there's a chance. We did have a very strong velocity couplet on top of what could have been a correlation coefficient drop due to debris being lifted up into the atmosphere. So, give me 1 minute here. The NATOcast outlook for today, right? NATOcast actually, in a rare situation, or a rare instance rather, is being less aggressive with the tornado threat than the SPC. The SPC has a 5% out for portions of the Ohio Valley. The NATOcast model here has a 3%. Now, they do have a 5% out for portions of the South Carolina and North Carolina coast, which the SPC does as well. New severe thunderstorm warning for Summit County in northeast Ohio. That does include Akron. So if you're in that area, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. But again, that tornado threat for today, 5% across portions of northeast Ohio and northwestern Pennsylvania, and then also a 5% risk for portions of the South and North Carolina coast, kind of going from the Charleston area, just outside of the Charleston area, back up towards the Jacksonville and the Beaufort region, right? So again, we'll go back up to our tornado warning storm here in Ohio. Yeah, we definitely could, Sam. So, again, we got to watch this storm very closely here because, again, it's a very powerful storm. Again, potentially already previously produced a couple of tornadoes and water spouts. So, it's an interesting storm to say the least. On the new velocity scan here, we'll likely see, again, this rotation couplet continue to get closer to land here. Again, this would be approaching Interstate 90 near Collinwood and Euclid, Ohio. If this does remain strong as it approaches land, a tornado warning may be needed. So anyway, let's see, do we have the new velocity scan yet? We do. Still some strong rotation there. That's not a couplet. That's not a couplet. That's just contamination. Just contamination. Look at all these pixels of dead air here. There's a lot of contamination in this area because of how close we are to the radar site. And I know it could look even more devious because it kind of... yeah, you're good. But, yeah. It's pretty... it can definitely trip you up. What's up, Rapid Weather? And if you're just now joining us, we have a possibly very strong water spout over Lake Erie right now, about to sweep onto shore near Euclid, Ohio. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, tornado warning going out for portions of southwestern Cleveland. And we may see an extension of that. We do now have a new tornado warning going out for portions of Columbus and Brunswick counties in North Carolina. It's an extension for a previous tornado warning. Rotation is tightening back up again here, so again, we could have a potential tornado on the ground with that. So again, get into your tornado safe spot if you're in Butler, Crossroads, Simmons Bay, Reeves, Olympic, or Guideway in North Carolina, right along the state line there of South and North Carolina. Sorry about that. Just want to keep our warnings updated here. Again, we're mainly watching for a damaging wind threat today, but a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Again, most of which being in the Ohio Valley, but we can't rule out a isolated tornado or two with our tropical storm Debbie here. Tornado watch once again in effect. It feels like we've had 50 of these in this area over the past several days, but tornado watch in effect for portions of the North and South Carolina coasts. Does not include any of our Georgia counties here. We should get a new National Hurricane Center update in about 50 minutes, so we'll be sure to... Okay, we now have a tornado on the ground in Ohio. Wait, is that Parma area not contamination? It says radar confirmed. What is going on? What's up, Roman? Hold on. We do have a confirmed tornado now. Hold on, I gotta get everything updated. Give me 1 second. Let me update the stream title, and then we'll kind of dive into this. Because, again, this is obviously contamination, but maybe there is actually some rotation there, and there's just contamination on top of it, is what I'm thinking. But, again, apparently a confirmed tornado now in the Cleveland, Ohio suburbs, so seek shelter immediately in Bedford, Garfield Heights, Brecksville, Macedonia, Northfield, or Reminderville. Again, this is for the greater southern Cleveland suburbs here. Yep, it's rotation. Okay, I did think that there could be a little bit of rotation there. It was just so confusing. Because there's a lot of contamination too. I'm not sure how they're confirming that though, because I'm not seeing any confirmed debris signature. By the way, I'm sorry for all the accidental streams that were created before this one. We did have a couple of technical difficulties today, but we have got it all fixed. So give me 1 second here. So again, dangerous ongoing situation in southern Cleveland, Ohio. We do have a confirmed tornado now in the Cleveland suburbs. So give me 1 second. Bro, nobody... Sam, chill. I still don't know how they're confirming that, because there's no debris signature. But apparently we do have an ongoing tornado. Once again. Just ripped through Parma, Ohio. Yeah, I saw that it matched up with the reflectivity, but I still thought it was contamination because of how crazy it looked. Again, it was partially contaminated, but wasn't fully contaminated. And that was the thought process that was going on in my head. I'm not just saying that now. I was actually thinking that, but I didn't want to create any confusion, and it was just a whole mess. Is that the debris signature? Because that looks like contamination as well, because if you look, the missing pixels, I don't know. But again, they have a radar-confirmed tornado tag on this. I guess there is actually a noticeable debris signature throughout all these scans here. Or at least it looks like that's what that kind of is there that we're tracking. So again, tornado now on the ground near Parma, Ohio. They did upgrade the backside of this warning to radar-confirmed tornado as well. This actually could be a strong tornado, too. Again, very powerful storm that, again, potentially previously produced a tornado as well. A little bit further back towards the Bay Village area. Alrighty. We do have 16 flash flood warnings, by the way, mostly being centered across portions of the East Coast. Okay. So, again, there's your rotation. Again, confirmed tornado. Now southeast of Parma. Wow. Is that a... That cannot be our debris signature. We'll see the next velocity scan. If this hasn't moved much, then that's a debris signature. No, it's moved. Big CC in North Carolina? Is there seriously? Okay, never mind. I thought the warning in North Carolina went observed. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. That's... Dang it, dude. We should have kept looking at that storm, because that's actually, again, a very strong tornado. We stopped looking at it right before it got really intense. So, again, another tornado here in North Carolina now. Oh, my goodness. This is not good. Guys, this is about to become a very serious situation. A very serious situation. If you are in this tornado warning in North Carolina, you need to run, do not walk to your tornado safe spot. The rotation looks to be weakening, but still an incredibly deep debris signature. That is a monstrous debris signature there. I mean, we are talking about a strong tornado, guys. This was probably the craziest scan whenever it glitched out like this. Okay, that is a monstrous debris signature. So again, seek shelter immediately, and Pireway and Reeves, you need to run, do not walk to your safe spot. This is an incredibly dangerous situation, about as dangerous of a situation as you get. If you are along Highway 904 in between Pireway and Reagan, this is over you. I mean, this is coming in seconds. You need to get to your safe spot. This is an extremely dangerous tornado. I mean, this is, again, potentially very strong. Let's go back up to Ohio. Oh my goodness. So, and is that, yep, we have a debris signature very clearly now. Again, we couldn't confirm it, but now we definitely can confirm that's a debris signature over Valley View, Ohio. Guys, this is a extremely serious situation. This is a very dangerous situation. If you are in southern Cleveland, Ohio, or in our tornado warning in North Carolina going out for portions of Columbus County, you need to get to your safe spot immediately. Run, not walk. Extremely dangerous situation. Okay, this isn't... Oh my goodness. Guys, this is about, again, this is the point in the stream where things get a little serious. We have not had a situation like this in a long time. But we have two potentially strong and damaging tornadoes on the ground in both North Carolina and Ohio. Our North Carolina storm, again, very damaging tornado. Don't know how this is still on radar indicated, by the way. Gate-to-gate shear of, looks like it was about 100 miles an hour at one point. So again, we could be talking about a strong tornado with that. And there was probably a noticeable debris signature on reflectivity too, I'm guessing. Is it PDS? It's not PDS. What's up, Mr. Storm? Can you hear me? Hold on. Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
I just wanted to let you know before you say anything, I am live, so just, you know.
This is really bad. I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah. We do have a couple of strong tornadoes on the ground. One southeast of Garfield Heights, Ohio, very damaging. And again, if you look at the past correlation coefficient and velocity scans on our North Carolina storm, it's not super impressive anymore. But if you look at the past, like about 5 scans ago, this looked like an extremely damaging tornado, and it definitely still is. Look at that debris signature, guys. That is a very large debris signature. We could be talking about a couple of big tornadoes here now. And we do have a new tornado warning now in effect, again, for northeastern Cleveland. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have an area of strong rotation sweeping into Ohio here, right? This is over Lake Erie. It's about to enter East Cleveland and Euclid. Seek shelter immediately.
Yeah, did you see the screenshots I was sending to you? I think that could have been a tornado on the ground. I'm not sure, but it could have been.
That's the Ohio one. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so much contamination around here, but I believe it should be entering Valley View.
Are you talking about North Carolina or Ohio?
Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, still a debris signature there. A little bit less impressive, I'll admit, but again, it's not a PDS tornado, guys. I don't know where that information came from. This is not PDS. Oh my goodness. They condensed the North Carolina warning, but it's still at radar indicated. What are they actually doing?
This is really bad. I believe we have Don't we have a tornado warning in this area just a few hours ago today?
Probably. I mean, there have been so many warnings in the same spots over and over again today. It's been ridiculous.
'Cause I think I remember seeing a tornado warning in this area earlier today.
So again, we could be talking about a potential waterspout about to sweep on the shore near East Cleveland as well. Again, guys, this storm may have also produced a tornado back closer to the Bay Village area in Ohio. We had a very strong velocity couplet on top of what could have been a debris signature, but again, now we definitely have a confirmed tornado heading for Bedford, so seek shelter immediately. Bedford, Walton Hills, Oakwood, you've got minutes. You need to get to your tornado safe spot. Very damaging tornado, or at least just moments ago it was, and it looks like it could still be on the ground, so seek shelter immediately. Parma, you're no longer in the warning. You could still see some damaging winds, though, so don't completely let your guard down. Our North Carolina storm does not have a debris signature in the right spot on the newest scan, so it could have lifted, but it looks like we still have debris fallout, so don't go outside yet. Again, very strong tornado just previously on the ground, most likely just minutes ago in North Carolina here. Yeah, I don't know what is happening, Kevin. Again, we have two potentially strong tornadoes on the ground at the same time in both Ohio and North Carolina. And the one in North Carolina, they're deciding to pull a North Platte and not give it the observed warning. It's ridiculous, but there is not a PDS, Kevin.
Yeah, no PDS. The problem with these storms in Ohio is that they've got, a lot of these storms have hook echoes trying to develop, and that's going to obviously increase the tornado threat, so that's what we need to watch out for.
Yeah. Yeah, again, potentially a strong tornado still on the ground near Independence, Ohio.
Yeah, that's a really populated area, so that's really bad, because that could have been a strong tornado that could obviously still be on the ground.
Yeah, luckily I'm not seeing, like, a debris signature, though. Unless this is the debris signature and we just need to wait for the velocity scan to come in.
The one near Maple Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it lines up with the hook echo, so we need to see the velocities, but that could be bad. Oh, gosh, look at it now. That could be a CC drop.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll really have to see. That might be, though.
I think it is. I think it probably is.
We could have a strong tornado on the ground ripping through South Bedford right now in Ohio.
Guys, we know it was on the ground just a few minutes ago, guys, but we're questioning if this is still a debris signature. Obviously, this was a debris signature back here, but
oh my gosh, look at velocities. This is a strong tornado.
Yeah, this is a monster. This is a deadly tornado, guys.
This is a big tornado.
Okay.
This is a extremely dangerous situation for Bedford.
Guys, this is, again, maybe one of the most dangerous situations you will find yourself in your entire life. New tornado warning just issued. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued. It's destructive. 80...
Oh my god.
You're cutting out really bad. What'd you say?
Ow. Oh, I'm just literally just kind of just, I don't know, I'm in shock right now of how crazy it's going right now.
And also, this is trained weather spotters. So 80 mile per hour wind gusts now in the vicinity of Mentor, Chardon, and Madison. Seek shelter immediately. But again, Bedford, extremely dangerous and potentially deadly tornado on the ground in South Bedford, Ohio, right? This is heading towards Reminderville, Glen Willow, and Oakwood. I really hope this goes PDS because this is definitely a strong tornado. Again, with a significant debris signature. The debris signature looked worse earlier, but now the velocities are looking extremely tight and strong and everything, so.
I will say the CC actually got deeper, it's more condensed, so, yeah, I mean, still a really strong tornado.
Looks like the velocities may be broad, a little bit more broad now, which is good news. But again, you need to stay in your safe spot because this tornado did go through a cycling phase kind of earlier. So we'll keep watch of that. Let's go back down to our North Carolina storm, see if this is still producing a tornado. And it
hold on.
is.
Sorry to interrupt, but near Boston, Ohio, there's a hook echo developing, and that could have rotation on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely rotation there, alright. So again, if you are just now tuning in, I know we have a lot of folks just now tuning in. That may actually be a debris signature. That may already be an ongoing tornado.
So we could have twin tornadoes on the ground right now in Ohio. This is insane. So if you're in Boston, seek shelter immediately.
We are talking about the south side of Cleveland, Ohio. Multiple strong tornadoes potentially on the ground and damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. You need to run, not walk, to your tornado safe spot if you're in one of these warnings. Again, tornado southeast side of Bedford tornado and potentially another tornado near Boston. You need to run to your safe spot if you're in Boston Heights, Chittenden's Corners, and Hudson. This is an extremely dangerous and potentially deadly tornado, so please take shelter. And by the way, I did want to say, I think our North Carolina storm may still be producing a tornado. I know we've got a lot going on, but just to keep our focus everywhere right now, again, potentially a strong tornado still on the ground south of Butler Crossroads, North Carolina. There's some sort of debris fallout at the very least. But anyway, we also may have another supercell developing to the east of that. They look exactly identical. And remember, the one to the west produced a strong tornado for a little bit. Very strong. So again, this one could do the same thing. It is rotating, so we'll see if they give it a tornado warning. But, I mean, let's go back up to Ohio. Again, this is a very dangerous situation right now for portions of Cleveland. Again, we believe that there is another tornado on the ground potentially near the Boston area as well, all right? But again, we know for a fact there's a damaging tornado southeast of Bedford now, and our Boston storm still showing a velocity couplet, and again, probably a debris signature, and again, still a debris signature on the southeast side of Bedford, north of Oakwood now.
And the velocities match up now, so that is a confirmed tornado by radar.
I don't know why, but you're cutting out really bad. Can I hang up and call you back?
Yeah.
Alright.
This time has my audio.
It looks like it's better.
Alright.
What's...
So, I think what they should do is they should issue another tornado warning and just shift it farther south, because this is going to be, I don't know, it's going to be right at the edge of the warning box, so I don't know, that's what I would do.
Debris ball and reflectivity with that Boston tornado as well.
Oh my goodness.
So this is picking up significant debris near Interstate 80, southwest of Boston Heights. It looks like that's what's going on.
If you're on Interstate 80, you gotta get off. There's a big tornado heading your way. So if you're near Hudson, Boston Heights, and just this entire area, you gotta go. You gotta get to your safe spot. I'm hoping that the storm or the tornado in Bedford is becoming outflow dominant, like just the storm in general, because if you look, I think that the outflow winds are becoming more stronger than the inflow winds.
Oh no, what, on the Bedford one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So on the newest reflectivity scan here, again, we did just have a debris ball in our storm. Again, this is very serious. We have two tornadoes possibly. Well, we definitely have two tornadoes on the ground in the same polygon here. Again, the one near Boston did just have a debris signature on reflectivity just a scan ago. Basically what's happening, if you don't understand a word we're saying, is what's happening is the tornado is so strong, it's picking up debris so high that it reflects back onto the radar, and the radar thinks that this is rain, but it's actually just debris. So again, very serious situation. Again, still likely a tornado northeast of Oakwood, Ohio. There's some debris fallout at the very least. It does look to be weakening out. And our Boston storm also hopefully looks to be weakening out as well there. But again, definitely a tornado as well.
Yeah. will say the Boston one won't be as. I don't think it's as large, but it's definitely still a strong tornado.
Yeah. So back down to North Carolina again, we do have a kind of a secondary supercell here. Almost looks identical to the first, trying to rotate, it looks like. It is. And again, we do have, again, a previous tornado that touched down with this North Carolina storm, but it's no longer confirmed. However, we do still have very strong velocities, so if you're in Butler Crossroads or Pine Level, we need you to get to your safe spot. And again, the storm in Ohio, even if we don't have any tornadoes with that anymore, it's also producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, so you need to get to your safe spot immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room.
Yeah. I'm just, at this point, looking for areas of possible rotation because at this point we've seen 2 tornadoes that have been strong that have come out of this complex of storms.
Yeah. And again, it's crazy that we had the North Carolina one and the Ohio one on the ground at the same time. And again, potentially 3 on the ground at the same time, because we may have had 2 Ohio and 1 North Carolina on the ground all at the same time there.
Looking at Gates, Mills, and Chesterland, I think those are straight line winds, but I feel like rotation could start to pick up there. I don't know, there's just something about it that seems like there could be rotation trying to pick up.
Yeah, I mean,
I doubt it, though.
It could start rotating, and in fact, that, okay, new tornado warning just issued for our Ohio storm, no longer observed. But again, if you're in Aurora, Bainbridge, Huron, we need you to get to your safe spot. Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have a wedge tornado in Minnesota yesterday, and of course, I wasn't able to go live for it, because, why would I? But...
I think there could be debris fallout in Salone or Salon, but I think that the tornado is lifting or lifted at this point.
In Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that all of our tornadoes have lifted at this point, honestly. But again, do not let your guard down. Stay in that tornado safe spot. Again, we have to watch because these areas of rotation could recycle another tornado. It's not out of the question. And we do have, again, I did notice this just a second ago, but it definitely looks like it's strengthening. We have another area of rotation approaching Mayfield, Ohio there, all right? We've got, it's really interesting looking. It could produce a rain-wrapped tornado even, so do not go outside and try to look for that thing. Just get to your safe spot. Again, you are under a tornado warning and a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, which is like the most dangerous pair of warnings that you can have. Well, not the most dangerous, but very dangerous, for sure.
But if you're in Chesterland, you're getting some really intense winds, and this could definitely wrap up and try to start rotating, and could even start rotating right now near Mayfield.
Yeah, looks like that's kind of weakening out the rotation, but it's definitely still some damaging winds there in the Chesterland area. Again, still some weak rotation near Hudson, Ohio from our previous tornado there. But, let's go back down to North Carolina. Yeah, the rotation with that storm much less now. But again, the storm to the east of it, I would watch. Looks like it's trying to rotate very broadly there as it approaches Old Dock right now near New Britain. Definitely rotating. And again, it looks almost exactly like the supercell that we just had in North Carolina that produced that tornado. And again, strong tornado at that, so... Again, I'd be watching this very closely. So again, if you're just now joining us, we did just have multiple strong tornadoes on the ground in both Ohio and North Carolina. We're now watching these fizzle out, but still produce some strong rotation and destructive wind gusts over portions of those states. So again, if you know anybody out here, make sure to give them a call or text, send them this stream because we're covering this live. Obviously, these storms here in North Carolina are due to Tropical Storm Debbie. We're also kind of talking about that as well, but yeah, and, speaking of Tropical Storm Debbie, while we're here, we might as well bring this up. We already have spots in South Carolina approaching the 15-inch of rainfall mark, which is absolutely ridiculous. And again, it's only going to get worse. We are expecting a swath of 16 to 20 inches of rain to potentially fall across the South and North Carolina state line, which could lead to devastating or potentially even catastrophic flash flooding if that were to happen. But we're going to see something insane, that's for sure. And again, we're already kind of seeing things that are insane out there. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Bedford and Cleveland. Downtown Cleveland, you've managed to dodge all this somehow, but you now officially are under a severe warning. However, the storm has passed you for the most part.
Yeah, I don't know why they would issue a new warning for...
Alrighty. So...
a big swath of winds moving through Bath Township, Boston Heights Peninsula. So I think that tornado over there, let's point because there's no tornado warning, but I think that we're probably just going to see straight line winds from there, but definitely a possible spin up tornado possible.
Yeah. So, guys, I know this says the tornado watch here in the Carolinas expires in 23 minutes, but they did actually just reissue that tornado watch until 1 a.m. So we're, again, going to be dealing with tornadoes in portions of the Carolinas for a while here. New tornado watch just issued. A couple tornadoes possible. Isolated hail up to half-inch size possible. And isolated gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. That includes over 1.3 million people, even though it's a very small area. It does include Jacksonville, Wilmington, Tabor City, Lake City, Pawleys Island, and Myrtle Beach. A lot of these areas along the coast here of the Carolinas are relatively populated, so look out for that. Again, tornado watch just reissued, even though it is about to expire. And speaking of expiring, our North Carolina tornado warning is no longer there. I don't think it expired. I think they just discontinued it. It might have expired. I don't remember, but it's been gone for a little bit here. So, anyway.
I apologize for any background rolling through right now.
You're cutting out really bad. I don't know what's happening, but we can barely hear you.
There's a thunderstorm rolling through right now, so that's probably messing up my connection or something.
By the way, new tornado on the ground now, definitely. North of Chesterland, Ohio. Debris signature and everything. We got a velocity couplet and a CC drop. That is a tornado. And it's rain-wrapped. That's definitely a tornado, though. Yeah, the velocities were even more tight one scan ago. That is definitely a CC drop. Oh. Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Alright, I apologize for any background noise. There's a thunderstorm on so that's why. But this is a rain-wrapped tornado, so extremely dangerous near Chesterland. Alright, this is way too dangerous to be outside. It's a destructive storm, and also you've got a tornado on the ground, so you're not going to be able to see it. There's absolutely no point going outside in this. You've got to be in your safe spot right now, because it's probably absolutely dumping out there. And you've also got a tornado heading your way.
Yeah, and again, that's on the north side of Chesterland, heading for North Munson, Fowler's Mill. Again, it's another situation here where we've got a populated area, a very dangerous storm, again, actively producing a tornado. So, please, get to your safe spot. Alrighty. So again, if you're just now tuning in, tornado on the ground northeast of Chesterland, Ohio. Correlation coefficient drop and everything. So please get to your safe spot immediately. Okay, the CC drop looks to be gone now, so this may have already lifted. That was a very brief tornado, it looks like. When will these storms be hitting the Youngstown area? That is a good question. Let's see here. I believe Youngstown is in southeast Ohio, correct? No, it's in northeast Ohio, kind of east central Ohio. So the line of storms right now is kind of approaching the Youngstown area. I think that you're probably going to start to hear some rumbles of thunder very soon, but I think you probably got around an hour until these storms get to you. But again, they could pack a punch with very damaging winds and maybe even a tornado. I will say, potentially some sort of supercell trying to get going near Warren, Ohio, so look out for that.
There's a massive outflow boundary that's just sprawled out across this region.
Okay, so down to 2 tornado warnings now.
Storm in Aurora really looks like it's becoming outflow dominant, so I'm hoping that means that the tornado threat's going to die down, but obviously that could not be the case, but we'll really just have to see and watch out for any spin-up tornadoes like we've just had out there near Chesterland.
Yeah. And again, these areas of rotation, I mean, guys, they are popping up all over the place right now, so don't let your guard down no matter where you're at in these tornado warnings. We need you to get to that tornado safe spot. Again, underground would be the best option. If you can't get underground, just get indoors, away from windows, and on the base floor of your building that you're in.
Yeah.
So, let's check out the Carolinas here. Just make sure that we don't have any pop-up areas of rotation, because again, the National Weather Service out here, I know they're quite overwhelmed, but they're not doing a great job with a lot of these tornadoes and tornado warnings, but it does look like we have some rotation near Alliance, North Carolina, trying to spin up. That'd be near Grantsboro. So we'll see if that gets a tornado warning. Looks like a hook's almost trying to pop out there too, so. Again, possible tornado here trying to develop, approaching Alliance, North Carolina. Rotation developing quickly. Again, that would be the spot we're watching there for a potential tornado. Now looking a little bit less impressive, however. Okay. So, let's see here. And we should get a new National Hurricane Center update in about 17 minutes or so. At that point, Debbie will likely still be a low-end tropical storm just sitting there on the Georgia-South Carolina state line. It's really not moving as fast as we thought it would. It's not re-entering the Atlantic, and that could actually kill it off a significant amount. So one problem with that, though, is that would, again, continue to tack on the flooding here along the South and Carolina and Georgia coast, but that's going to happen either way. So, again, we kind of prefer this to sit on land for a little bit longer here. But, yeah. So, they do have the severe thunderstorm warning out now for the Warren storm that we did mention just moments ago. Let's look out for that. 70-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, tornado possible. We'll let you know if the rotation ramps up. But right now, it's kind of holding steady at pretty weak status. All the way down to 2 tornado warnings now. By the way, we do have a quad slight risk of severe weather today, actually. We've got 1 in Arizona for a monsoon. We've got 1 in the northern plains back into parts of Montana. one across the Ohio Valley. Again, that also includes an enhanced risk, and then one back into portions of the Carolinas for Debbie. So a quad slight risk is not something we see very often, hardly ever, but usually we end up with, again, several spots that we have to watch at once, and it gets quite tedious. So if you guys, are seeing anything on the radar here, if you know what you're doing and you see anything on the radar, feel free to let us know, because we can't check all these storms at once, unfortunately. But again, we're going to try to cover as many bases as possible here. If you see me jumping around a lot this stream, I know that may be a little annoying, but again, it's because we're trying to make sure that we're not leaving any storm unwatched right now. So
yeah.
So again, destructive severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for 80 mile per hour damaging winds and quarter-sized hail. That is for Geauga County and Lake counties in northeastern Ohio. Train weather spotters reported damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. And a gust recording about 14 minutes ago now, a train spotter estimated about 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. That's probably why they upgraded that originally. Because, yeah, that's the same time they upgraded it too. So, again, we're probably going to see significant damage here right along the beach here at spots of Lake Erie.
Yeah, but this is a storm that you really don't want to mess with. It's been producing tornadoes, some being pretty strong, and it's producing destructive 80 mile per hour wind gusts.
Geauga. Okay, thank you. Yeah, if I'm saying any names wrong, please let me know, guys. I'm not usually the best with that, and especially in the Carolinas, but also in Ohio sometimes, there are some interesting town names, to say the least, so just let me know. So let's check up on our North Carolina storm again. It has a little bit of rotation. Now becoming a little bit more impressive near Bay City, North Carolina. So we'll have to watch out for that. Near Swan Corner, maybe some rotation trying to get going again. That could produce a tornado down the line. G would be another. Okay.
There's a picture of the tornado near Parma, Ohio, and it looks like it's just a rope.
Okay. Let's see here. By the way, Storm Prediction Center did just mention that they may issue a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of Arizona. Thunderstorms capable of damaging winds are possible into this afternoon and evening. Let's see here. What was the Parma? That's right.
There's also tornado damage in Westlake, Ohio.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that is a weird looking tornado. I see what you're talking about, I think.
Yep.
A weird shaped rope. It looks to be like there's only one photo of it though. So apparently there is a picture of like some patio furniture knocked over here. This is some damage here from that Parma tornado. Let me bring that up on your screen. So that's a picture of some damage there. Just some patio furniture knocked over. Those may have actually just been from the damaging winds, it looks like. I feel like the tornado would have ripped that up a little bit more. But, yeah. I'm seeing pictures of trees down and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Lines down.
Yeah. Okay. So. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we did just have a tornado, several tornadoes touch down in Ohio, likely with, again, technically we've only confirmed one, but there were likely a couple more that spun up. We also definitely at least had a tornado in North Carolina for a little bit, and again, we could see another tornado try and spin up here in North Carolina near Bay City, so if you're in this area, look out. You're not under a tornado warning right now, but it could be, that could change over the next several minutes. I don't know why it took me 3 attempts to get that sentence out, but alright.
I'm under a special weather statement right now.
Nice. Yeah, I see that one.
Nothing too crazy, just a lot of frequent distant thunder.
It looks like it'll go just to the north of you, probably. The worst of it, anyway.
Yeah.
50-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. We do have... Okay, never mind. Thought we had an update to a warning, but we do not. Or was it this warning that got updated? I don't know. Okay, so apparently the reason they issued the severe warning for Cleveland, Ohio, because again it was a little confusing. Apparently there are damaging winds behind this line of thunderstorms too, which is really interesting. And we do now have, wow. We do now have over 65,000 customers without power due to this event alone already, it looks like. That's crazy, wow. And now even more. So again, we are seeing tens of thousands of customers without power here across portions of Cleveland.
There was a post on X of a cell that had produced a ton of damage near Three Rivers, Michigan, before producing multiple brief spin-ups, often rain wrapped between Knuckle and Wauseon, Ohio.
Okay.
Or Kunkel.
We do have a new outlook from NATOcast. And interestingly enough, they've put the tornado threat even further down for the Ohio Valley threat. They have it all the way down to a 2% tornado risk now for portions in northeast Ohio, northwest Pennsylvania, and then another 2% in kind of central Pennsylvania. I would like to note they have a 5% in place for portions of Florida, and even a 10% in place for portions of North Carolina here. So apparently the AI model, or AI forecasting tool there, NATOcast, thinks that we could see a ramp up in the tornado threat down in the North Carolina region, but a decrease in tornadic activity maybe across the Ohio Valley. And again, that's all AI generated, guys, so take that all with a grain of salt. Obviously, we want to pay more attention to the SPC because NATOcast is not quite as accurate most of the time. A lot of times it over-exaggerates events. It's not perfect. It gets the locations wrong, but sometimes it is surprisingly accurate, so it's always nice just to take a brief look at it, just to cover all the bases here. Alrighty. Yeah, so it looks like for a little bit, this area, a couple areas of rotation actually trying to get going near Bay City, North Carolina. Seemingly pretty weak and weakening out even further, but still. Yeah, it is an AI-generated outlook, Anthony. It's kind of it's not really a new tool, but a newer tool that we're using to forecast severe weather. Came out a few years ago. But anyway. Mr. Storm, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
That storm now has a severe thunderstorm warning, the one near you.
Oh, yeah, I see that. I'm not in it, though, so.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I think it'll probably mostly stay off to the north of you, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a hail course to develop north of me, so.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're in, northern New York City, this does include, Manhattan County, Bronx County, southeastern Bergen, southern Westchester counties here in New York and New Jersey. Got a severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and quarter-sized hail. I highly doubt it'll be a derecho, Sam. I think that's pushing it a little bit.
If you're in Yonkers, Bronx, New Rochelle, Harrison, Eastchester, Bergenfield, and Fort Lee, you got a growing strong storm moving through your area.
Yeah. By the way...
Almost.
It what?
It's almost stationary. It's moving east at 5 miles per hour.
Yeah. By the way, little hook developing on our Ohio line here. Yeah, I know it's 2024, but I guess anything could happen. But even this year seems like a stretch. But anyway, I was gonna say we may have another tornado trying to develop here near Ravenna, in Ohio. We've got a little bit of a hook with some rotation developing near Campbellsport. So if you're in this area, again, you are still under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. I would just get to my safe spot. Again, it looks like we've got a tornado trying to develop. They may re-tornado warn this. We'll see what happens. But again, the only tornado warning that we have right now is the one for Portage and, how is it pronounced? Geauga County.
Hold on, I'll be right back. My mom's calling me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin, we definitely could see a strong tornado threat continue. I don't know if you saw it at this frame. I know you saw this North Carolina tornado, but if you saw it right back in this, when was it at the strongest point? Right here. This, to me, is a strong tornado. I don't know about you, but I would consider that a strong tornado, especially whenever we look at the debris signature. I think we've already had a strong tornado here in North Carolina. And you can make the case that the Ohio one wasn't that strong, but this one was definitely a strong tornado here. I mean, look at this debris signature. I said it perfectly. Let's go, Anthony. Thank you for teaching me. What's up, Roman? Yeah, I think that this was a strong tornado in North Carolina, definitely. I think this was a strong one. And it was decently long tracking. It was probably, again, I always say that I don't like pre-rating, but I always do it. I think that was probably an EF2 plus tornado. And I really don't condone pre-rating, but I end up doing it every time anyway. What is going on up here? It's contamination, but what is that? You'll check satellite for anything it might have possibly hit. Alright, sounds good. Again, if you're just not tuning in, tens of thousands of customers in Ohio without power after tornadoes, potentially. Damaging tornadoes and straight line damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour rip through. And again, we're continuing to watch some more of these spots of rotation pop up, like this one right here. Again, doesn't have a tornado warning, but near Campbellsport, that's something to watch. Alright, sounds good, Roman. What's up, Tampa Air? Good to see you back.
Are you saying rotation near Ravenna? Because there's a hook echo developing there. I think that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing out there. That little spot.
Alright.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin. Typically, though, I try to wait to estimate a tornado's EF rating after it's already occurred, right? So, let's say it's still an ongoing tornado. I'm not going to pre-rate, right? But if it's already happened, I think it's okay to try and guess what rating it might be, because the problem with pre-rating in general is it makes people think, oh, it's not that bad if you say that it's an EF1 tornado while it's on the ground. Like, it makes people think, oh, you know, I'm not in that much danger, whenever EF1 tornadoes are still dangerous, which is why we kind of try and wait to do some of the pre-rating, at least until after the tornado occurs.
By the way, the storm in New York City, or north of New York City, just got a flash flood warning, and it's it's almost stationary. It's literally just expanding. So there could be really serious flooding in New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, and Yonkers, and that's bad because we all know it's a extremely populated area. So the traffic here is going to be really bad because it's rush hour, and the storm is just unloading rainfall.
Yeah. Chat, I'm gonna mute up for 1 second here. I'll be right back. Alright, everybody, we are back. New severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Akron, Ohio. Another one of these little Cleveland suburbs here. You just did a quick survey within the region, a few houses, unfortunately, but mostly trees. Yeah, again, I mean, with an area that populated, obviously there were going to be quite a few houses, so that's quite unfortunate there.
Yeah.
And, again, this rotation looks interesting near Warren. It's quite contaminated and glitchy, but definitely an interesting cell to watch. It might have occasionally went through trees, but occasionally might have hit buildings.
If we get a tornado near Troy Township, it's going to be rain wrapped, which is a problem because that means that it's going to be hard to see. But hopefully people are already in shelter at this point because you got a considerable severe thunderstorm. So, hopefully people will already know to take shelter.
Yeah.
We still got some very slight rotation near Charlestown, south of Charlestown, near Edinburgh. Little baby hook echo trying to develop.
Yeah, I see that there, so. We should get a new velocity scan here on our supercell near Warren. The hook echo looks quite impressive now, or just the shape of the cell. It's not really a hook echo, but let's check here at the next velocity scan what this looks like. They may have to go ahead and tornado warn this. Some strong rotation there near Howland Township and Vienna Township, so we're not seeing a debris signature yet, but remember, we are looking very high up into the atmosphere here, so that may be why. And again, this doesn't look like a debris signature because it doesn't match up, but it could be a little off, so it could be glitchy. It would be best if you just went ahead and took shelter there. In this, I'll kind of draw out a polygon here in this area, just for your safety. Again, I imagine they're going to throw out a tornado warning here, but I would seek shelter if I'm in Brookfield Township, Sallow Corners, Patagonia, Hubbard Township, Hubbard, Church Hill, Girard, McDonald, and that whole area there, Vienna Township, and Howland Township as well. Mostly at trees, though, that's good. By the way, we still have significant power outages in the Florida Big Bend. Obviously, they're not really going to be able to be restored at all yet. At one point, we had 100% of Jefferson County without power. Still have 78,000 customers in Florida without power, 7,000 customers in Georgia without power, 13,000 customers in South Carolina without power, 1,000 in North Carolina, rather. Vienna is pronounced with a long I for some reason. Oh, that's interesting. But the reason Georgia kind of got skipped here is because basically, whenever it hit Florida, it really just barely skimmed Georgia. And while it was in Georgia, all it did really was produce light rain. Not light rain, that's a stretch. It produced a lot of heavy rain, right? But most of the impacts are being felt in South Carolina rather than Georgia, actually. And again, it's going to get worse whenever we see our next landfall in South Carolina here. That is likely going to happen. Speaking of which, new SPC update. Debbie is officially, finally, right on the coast of Georgia. It is leaving. It's right along the Hilton Head Island Beach area right now.
Just to correct you, said SPC.
Oh, my bad. NHC. So,
Yeah, you're good.
Let's see here. Can we bring up that graphic?
The cone has shifted west.
Let's check that out. The cone has shifted west. It has. Wow, that's interesting. So, for one thing, that would make this system a whole lot weaker. By the time it gets to central North Carolina, it already has this thing going down to a tropical depression. Again, it's only holding on by 1 mile per hour sustained winds right now. It could honestly be a tropical depression. They're saying 40 mile per hour sustained winds. There's a good chance that it's only 39, but we'll see. Or we won't see, but whatever. Anyway, it has a system going further to the west, which would kill it off faster. But it would also put it through, again, a decently populated area. But I think overall this is better because it's pretty populated out east as well, too. So that's actually really interesting there. So if we go and take a look at the peak storm surge map here, we can see that we are expecting up to 3 feet of storm surge to be possible in the areas highlighted in the blue, and up to 4 feet of storm surge to be possible highlighted in the yellow there. We have a small section of yellow going from Cape Fear, North Carolina, back towards South Santee River in South Carolina. If we take a look at the rainfall potential, we can see that right now they are forecasting a good swath of 12 to 16 inches of rain there across portions of extreme northeast South Carolina and extreme southeast North Carolina. We're also expecting a good swath of rain here for portions of kind of the mid-Atlantic region. Even going back into Mr. Storm's neck of the woods, they're out there in Long Island. It's looking like they're predicting about 4 to 6 inches of rainfall, which is interesting. But yeah, if we go ahead and take a look at the wind speed probabilities here. This is the probability of tropical storm force winds over any of these areas here, right? So there is a 90 to 100% chance that eastern South Carolina will see tropical storm force wind speeds from this system. And that risk even goes back into Virginia. The risk in Virginia is quite a bit lower. It's about 5 to 10%, but still interesting to note. And finally, we'll talk about the flash flooding outlook here. High risk of flash flooding still in effect for at least day 1 here, it looks like, for portions of Georgia, South, and North Carolina. And let's see here, just another high risk tomorrow for South and North Carolina, and another high risk on day 3 for South and North Carolina. Guys, those are extremely rare, and they only happen whenever we are expecting a potentially catastrophic amount of rainfall to occur over an area in a short period of time. That is what we are talking about, catastrophic rainfall potentially, so please take that seriously. I don't think anybody out there is under an evacuation order, but if you are, make sure to, listen to that.
Yeah.
No tornado warnings anymore, by the way. We do still have a destructive severe warning, so I want to keep live here for at least 7 more minutes to see what this destructive severe thunderstorm warning does. See if they continue it or not. It's not looking like they're going to, but I do want to stay live at least for the rest of its lifetime. If that's good with you.
Yeah. I might have to leave pretty abruptly because I have a baseball game coming up and my coach just went down to the field to see if it's wet or dry enough to play on, so.
Okay. Okay. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning now, woo. Make sure to stay safe. Yeah, if you're in Youngstown, I guess now you are under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, so keep in mind that is not a normal severe thunderstorm warning. We are expecting 70 mile per hour winds, quarter-sized hail, and even a possible tornado to enter your area soon. Again, we'll keep you updated on the tornado threat, but right now it looks mainly low with this line, so it will probably just be a big-time damaging wind threat. Roman is not streaming with me. I'm with Mr. Storm right now.
Yep.
again, we've been live here for a little over an hour now. We're going to keep watching these storms here for a little bit.
You got all your outdoor stuff ready for wind. That's great info. I mean, that's how you gotta prepare whenever you get these severe threats. I mean, you gotta make sure that, you're understanding what could happen if you did get hit by a severe storm and handle it perfectly, because now you are under a severe storm and it's a considerable. So it's good that you got your outdoor stuff out of the way of potentially being blown around.
Yeah, and we saw that picture of the patio furniture all knocked over and stuff. Again, I don't think that was from the tornado. I think if it was from the tornado, it would be a bit more significant damage. So those straight line damaging winds can really pack a punch. So, just prepare for all that. Make sure that you are bringing loose outdoor objects inside. Make sure that you yourself are staying safe. Obviously, that's the most important thing, but yeah. Alrighty. So, I did just quickly want to mention that we will have another live stream out tomorrow. Right now, it is only a marginal threat for severe weather across portions of the plains, but I do think that probably will see an upgrade to a slight risk, and even if we don't, again, we're still expecting to see a potential tornado threat and damaging wind threat along the coasts here of South and North Carolina, and again, some damaging winds and large hail possible in the plains, so we'll be live tomorrow, probably even be live on Thursday, as we're going to see again. I mean, Debbie just continue to bring that potential tornado threat. I don't know if I said Beryl earlier, but if I did, I meant Debbie. So, anyway.
So I think the plan is to just sit and wait out this destructive and just make sure that everything's going to stay all right.
Yeah, I mean, that is my plan right now. I hate to end stream with 19 severe warnings, but I know Mr. Storm and I are both quite busy today, so we'll have to end off at some point. I do want to quickly point out, we do have a new severe warning in Arizona. That is for 70-mile-per-hour winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail. Very dangerous storm there, and you can't really see it on radar because the mountains are blocking the radar beams, but definitely look out for that if you are in Santa Cruz County, Arizona. Already a 67-mile-an-hour gust recorded from that storm there.
Bro, look at you just looked at it, but the storm in Arizona, it looks so low precipitation.
Yeah, again, that's because of all those mountains there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of those Arizona storms look like that.
My mom's looking for me. I'll be right back.
Okay. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued for portions of the Ohio-Pennsylvania state line. 70-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, and a tornado possible. Train spotter reports. What about Paynesville, Ohio? So Paynesville, Ohio. We'll check that spot out very quickly here. Whoops, I spelled it wrong. Paynesville, Ohio.
I gotta go, so I'll talk to you later, but thank you for having me on stream.
Yeah, thank you for joining me, so see you later.
Bye.
Anyway, Paynesville, Ohio, you're probably done. They did mention that there were some damaging winds on the backside of this storm here, so I wouldn't be surprised if you continue to see some gusty winds over the next few minutes, but for the most part, you should be done. I doubt you'll see any more storms today. And there we go. Tornado warning now in effect north of Youngstown, Ohio for this supercell that we have been watching for so long now. So Brookfield Township, get to your safe spot immediately. Lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and an interior room. We may not end off stream right now. I don't know. And guys, we have to go at some point, but we'll see. Yeah, that's the outlook there for Paynesville. It's good to see we have a lot of viewers tuning in from Ohio. And some rotation there, nearing Brookfield Township and Salah Corners. Yeah, no problem, Ozzy. But we're going to keep live for this, because again, I know we have viewers out here. The road to 1.5 thousand subs. I think I was thinking about setting a goal. 1.5k subs before the end of fall. That is totally possible. Totally possible. Extremely possible. We'll say 1.5k subs by the end of September. How about that? I think that's a bit more reasonable. That'll be a challenge, but we can definitely do it. By the way, the engagement on this stream has been absolutely insane, so I thank you guys all for that. We have had over 200 people tune in this almost 1.5 hour stream. You guys are nuts, and I thank you guys a lot for it. I don't want to get all sappy right now, but it really has been a journey, so... $1 mil before tomorrow? Let's go. I'll take it. No, but I do want to kind of get to 1,400 subs here before I start school. I start school on Monday of next week, so that would be a good goal to set, I think. I think that we can definitely do that. Dave's Tropical Storm Debbie is coming your way. Yeah, I mean, just look out. I mean, again, Debbie right now, we just learned that the National Hurricane Center is thinking that it's going to take a little bit more of a westerly path than we were originally expecting, which would put it in the path of some major cities here. Greensboro, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Scranton, Pennsylvania, Albany, New York. Those are some of the cities that could see some very heavy rain, along with maybe some gusty winds as well, but it should be a weaker system by that point. Sorry, that scared me. New York is getting it rough. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Storm's out there in Long Island, so... Alrighty, so again, tornado warning now in effect for southeastern Trumbull County here in northeast Ohio. Thank you, Aussie. Appreciate it. Yeah, the worst thing is obviously going to be the flooding threat. So again, Salah Corners, I'm watching out here for a potential tornado. Yes, Debbie is a girl. Soundings analog at May 1953. May 11th, 1953. I guess I'm not a real one then. I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, Waco. How did I not know Waco? Come on. I should have known that. I make myself look like an idiot more and more every single day. I'm so sorry. How did I not know Waco? I'm just gonna sit here in embarrassment for the rest of the stream. I don't know, Roman. I think I'm gonna end off here in just a minute, so... I really do have to get going here in a couple of minutes, so I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream. In 7 days, you'll be going on a trip with your mom. I'm so disappointed in myself for not knowing Waco. Georgia and the North Carolina cities already had a hurricane. That's what we've been talking about, Tropical Storm Debbie here. What do you mean, bruh? Okay. Local news saying tornado has been observed. Can't confirm, though. Usually those sources are actually pretty reliable. Thank you, Kevin. I just say so... I promise you, I'm not an idiot. No, I just say really stupid stuff sometimes. Well, I'm just gonna pretend like this is a tornado on the ground if news is confirming it, and we do have a supercell looking this impressive. I assume he's talking about the Brookfield Township storm. Rotation near Greene, Ohio. What? I don't see any town called Greene, Ohio. Yeah, I mean, Debbie has produced several tornadoes again, even a briefly strong one just several minutes ago in North Carolina. Okay, I know what the 1974 super outbreak is. I'm not that stupid. Alright, tornado warning now on the Pennsylvania side of the state line. Seek shelter immediately if you're in Hermitage, along Interstate 80 there. And the storm is right along the Ohio-Pennsylvania line near Mercer and Trumbull counties. The Cleveland radar shows an interesting couplet. Let's check that out. Oh, yeah, this. It actually looked pretty impressive earlier, too. Whenever it was, like, looking like this. But apparently we do now have a confirmed tornado with this. So seek shelter immediately in this area here. I know the 1974 super outbreak. That was one time where I mixed it up. It was an accident. I know 1974. I'm not stupid. Yeah, Hermitage. Okay, here, you know what? I'll prove it right now. I know Hermitage was a part of the Niles-Wheatland EF5. Or the F5, not EF5. News weather camera in Warren is completely covered with rain. They can't see anything. Remember that bird? I do. Oh my gosh. I'm just getting bullied right now. I didn't confuse 1974 with Palm Sunday, okay? There were the, It was one tornado photo, and I meant to, nobody's gonna believe me when I say this, but I literally meant to say Palm Sunday, and instead I said 1974. I meant to say it. Getting roasted right now, jeez. By the way, look from the Cleveland radar at this sucker. I'm having a mental breakdown midstream. I'm not. It's just funny. I swear I know what I'm talking about. You know what? I can get back at Roman. I showed you a picture of the radar imagery from Joplin, and you guessed it was an EF2. There. Swarm Roman now. Group of wasps. I did not say, is that Xenia for the Midway twin? I'm kidding. It's just funny. That is not what I said. Dang it, I'm getting exposed. Why are my cheeks getting so red? It actually looks like I'm upset, but I'm not. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get serious, guys. Again, that new tornado warning there from Youngstown, Ohio, or south of Youngstown, Ohio. Sorry, I forgot we had viewers out here. New tornado warning has been issued. Now, I would like to note, this does not include downtown Youngstown. It does not. In Mahoning, let's check it out. Okay, I don't know where that is, but if that's on the south side of Youngstown, again, you need to get to your tornado safe spot. We also do have some rotation closer to downtown Youngstown. If you're in Youngstown, I'd just get to your tornado safe spot right now. So again, to repeat, you want to get to the lowest floor of a sturdy building in an interior room and away from windows. That is the best spot to be. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate, find a more substantial shelter. If you can't, it's a last resort option, but it would be best to lie flat in a ditch. So again, please get to your tornado safe spot. Again, I know obviously Anthony's out there, so I hope you stay safe. I'll be praying for you. But yeah. Severe thunderstorm warning also just issued for the Ohio-Pennsylvania state line for a lot of these counties here. So luckily it looks like this is mostly just a damaging windbag. I think they slapped the tornado warning tag on that for precautionary measures. By the way, if we do still have a tornado with this storm up here, it would be in Pennsylvania now. Local news says tree damage reported north of Craig Beach along county line near the Mahoning River. 60-mile-per-hour winds? Dang. If you have any photos, make sure to send those in to me. Trees and power lines come down like crazy. Stay safe. I mean, obviously that's not good, but... You guys are mean. Katrina. There are actually a lot of strong hurricanes in 2005, Mr. Smarty Pants. I do know the Mongolian EF4 because you showed me a damage photo from it once, I'm pretty sure. By the way, again, if this is a tornado, which it reportedly has been, this is a strong tornado on the south side of Hermitage. Just tweet it to me. Just tweet it at me. You don't have to message me. So again, rotation entering the north side of Youngstown, Ohio now. Serious talk, though, Anthony. I hope you stay safe. Ooh, 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 ooh. What just happened? My ear. You guys are all Roman Sims. Y'all bully me, but not Roman. I literally showed Roman a picture of Scud, and he said it was an EF4 tornado. But no, Davis mixed up Palm Sunday in 1974. Yeah, I definitely could, Sam. Okay, tornado warning. Just got condensed, but still in effect for Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Radar indicated rotation. But again, it reportedly has been on the ground, so we're going to treat it like it's a tornado on the ground just to be safe. Again, tornado warning for Hermitage, Pennsylvania. As well as a tornado warning for the south side of Youngstown, Ohio. It's crazy, because I really thought I was about to end the stream, too. Yeah, we don't hate each other. Alright, so again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have 2 ongoing tornado warnings across portions of the Ohio River Valley, one of them being in effect for portions of Mercer County, Pennsylvania, and one of them being in effect for portions of Mahoning and Columbiana County in Ohio. So seek shelter immediately if you're in either of those areas. Okay. So, again, we are expecting a Debbie landfall tomorrow. Or, sorry, not tomorrow, on Thursday at around 1 a.m. You may be wondering, Davis, are you going to go live for that? Perhaps. The problem is it's going to be at 1 a.m. But I don't have anything going on Friday. Oh wait, no. No. That is my fault. I confused that. This would be Wednesday night I would have to go live if it's going to make landfall on Thursday at 1 a.m. It'll be late tomorrow night if I do go live for this. I may go live just pre-landfall, but I may not be live at landfall, because, again, I have stuff to do. If this were literally any other week in the summer, I would have gone live for that all day, but got stuff going on, guys. Again, very impressive looking supercell southeast of Sharpsville, Pennsylvania, south of Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Yes, Debbie is officially in the Atlantic. At around 30 minutes ago, it was on the beach. So, very slowly but surely it's moving, so it's probably out in the Atlantic technically by this point. Yeah, we could definitely see some more strong spin-ups. Definitely. Even while it's in the Atlantic. Because actually it'll be strengthening. And it, even while it's out there, it could still, I just had a brain fart. It still could put tornadoes, down in parts of South and maybe even North Carolina. And it'll be strengthening in the Atlantic at the same time. So we'll have to watch it over the next several days here. Going to be with your grandma in Texas. This is so contaminated. It's ridiculous. And yes, this is contamination. It's just hilarious, though, because that looks like an absolutely... I bet you I could trick Mr. Storm with that right now into thinking that that's a violent tornado if I sent that to him, just with no context. They did add the tornado warning for downtown Youngstown, Ohio, which I didn't even notice, but... Again, broad rotation in general with all these storms at this point, it looks like. So... Chill, Roman. Guys, we have had so much engagement in this stream. It's crazy. This has been a stream for an hour and a half, and we've had almost 300 people tune in. That's nuts. We've had over 10 hours of watch time. You guys are the best. Again, if you are new here, please do like and subscribe. Helps support this small YouTube channel. Okay. But I do think that it is time to end off this live stream, so I do want to thank you all for tuning in. It has been very eventful. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm glad we got to actually help people this stream. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in.